My beloved, congratulations. Hear me now with the fullness of your attention. Today will be a very surprising day of your life because I am moving in ways you did not predict, in ways that will dislodge old patterns and recompose the music of your days. Do not think of surprise as mere novelty. Think of it as the gentle rearrangement of your world so that the small, faithful things you have done can finally bear visible fruit. This surprise is not random luck or empty pleasure. It is a tender, deliberate unfolding tailored to the shape of your heart. I have watched you in the quiet seasons, the silent prayers, the nights you stayed up worrying, the modest acts of kindness no one applauded. And today I answer. This is my congratulations, not as a trophy on a shelf, but as an invitation to step into a new cadence of life where wonder and wisdom walk together. Expect the unexpected in practical, tender ways. A conversation will land differently. A message you thought irrelevant will open a door. A small favor given long ago will return to you multiplied. Surprises often arrive disguised as ordinary things: a call, a meeting, a letter, a sudden clarity in the middle of your morning. So keep your senses uncluttered. Do not be so busy that you miss the knock at the right hour. Let your heart be a field ready to receive rain. When the surprise comes, do not rush to explain it away with cynicism. Receive it with a humility that says, "Thank you," before you try to understand how it happened. This day's surprise will also touch places you've long considered dead ground. Relationships you thought were beyond repair will receive a new air. Conversations you feared to start will find their way to honest and healing language. Where there has been avoidance, courage will arrive in small doses. One brave sentence, one apology, one honest confession, and souls will breathe easier. If you have been waiting for reconciliation, be the first to lean into tenderness. The surprise in connection will not always look dramatic. Sometimes it will be a soft bridge, an unexpected, "I'm sorry," a hand extended when pride would say withdraw. Receive these moments with a readiness to steward them well. You will also notice a rearrangement of resources, not always what you imagined, but often more suited to the true needs of your life. Provision sometimes comes in forms other than money: an idea that leads to income, a partnership that brings stability, an opportunity to learn a skill that shifts your future. Do not measure the surprise only by scale, measure it by alignment. What I release today is calibrated to what will help you sustain and to what will allow you to give. If something does arrive that demands choice, choose with wisdom, not desperation. Celebrate what comes, but plan so that blessing does not slip through your fingers. Be both grateful and prudent. A surprising peace will settle in parts of you that have known only restlessness. It may arrive in the middle of a morning chore or in a quiet pause between tasks. This peace will not always shout. It will often whisper, "You are enough." Breathe. Let that whisper reframe your inner critic. When peace arrives, anchor it. Make a note. Whisper a prayer of gratitude. Tell someone who will pray with you. Peace is a gift that multiplies when remembered and shared. Do not squander it by returning immediately to frantic patterns. Let it shape how you move forward from this day. Expect also a sharpening of your vision. A new sense of clarity about direction may come, whether it's a nudge to start a project, to leave an unhealthy situation, or to invest time in a relationship that matters. This clarity will feel like a lamp turned on in a dark room, sudden, practical, and illuminating. Act on the small, sure nudges. You do not need a full map to take the next right step. One faithful, brave action will often be enough to summon the next. Do not let fear of the unknown paralyze you. Let the surprise be the doorway to purposeful action. Know, too, that surprises sometimes arrive wrapped in sorrow. A necessary closing can feel like loss even when it opens better paths. If that happens today, grieve what is truly gone and trust that endings often fertilize new beginnings. Hold both grief and gratitude. They are not enemies, but companions on the way to greater wholeness. Allow your tears to water the soil of what is coming. Tender endings that are processed with honesty and compassion make way for more resilient joy. Remember humility in the face of favor. When life shifts and doors open, do not confuse blessing with personal superiority. Keep a soft heart. Thank those who helped you along the way. Make space for generous action toward others. The most trustworthy way to keep surprise from turning into pride is to use whatever comes to heal, to serve, and to bless. Let your life be a testimony that what is given can be returned in service. This is how surprise becomes legacy. Practical wisdom. If an unexpected opportunity asks for quick decisions, pause long enough to pray and to test the counsel of one or two wise and grounded friends. Sudden advantage can be genuine, or it can be a temptation dressed as rescue. Protect your integrity. Let curiosity and discernment walk together. Do not sell your future for instant relief. When in doubt, slow down enough to hear the quiet guidance that will be present to steady you. This day's surprises will also reveal what is most important. They will unmask what you truly value by showing you where your heart naturally turns when relief arrives. Watch that turning. Does your gratitude lead you to celebrate with others? Does your relief move you to rest or to endless activity? Do your choices in small moments reflect the deeper calling I have placed on your life? Use today's revelations as mirror and teacher. Let them refine your priorities and clarify the commitments that will shape your next seasons. Lastly, be ready to speak a new language of thanksgiving. Gratitude is the correct posture for surprise. Begin by articulating thanks for the small evidence of care in your life: the meal, the unexpected kindness, the conversation that landed well. Then lift up thanks for what is unfolding even before you see the full picture. Gratitude is a form of trust. It trains your soul to live in the reality of receiving rather than hustling for it. When you say thank you, you open your hands and your life to more. So today, beloved, accept my congratulations. Receive the gentle rearrangement I have prepared for you. Open your eyes to the ordinary knocks that are really invitations. Let your heart be ready for reconciliation, provision, peace, and clarity. Steward whatever arrives with humility, wisdom, and generosity. And when the surprise unfolds, do not forget to mark it. Write it down, tell someone, give thanks. Let this day be the beginning of a new chapter. Surprising, yes, but shaped by love, steadied by prudence, and extended by generosity. This is my gift to you, and my joy in watching you receive it is great. My beloved, continue to steady your breath and let these words sink deeper. The surprise I speak of is not merely an event, but a reordering of grace that will touch the small textures of your life. The way you rise in the morning, the courage you find in a quiet conversation, the steadiness of your hand when decisions must be made. In this next portion, I want to give you practical encouragements and gentle commands. Things to hold like a map as the day's surprises unfold, so that you will not be startled into confusion, but welcomed into fuller belonging. First, keep your mind uncluttered. The enemy loves distractions. He heaps noise upon your senses so you miss the soft knocks of provision. Create a little space in your day, 10 minutes of stillness, a breath offered as prayer, a page of quiet journaling. These small pauses are like windows opened in a closed room. They let the fresh air of insight and peace in. When surprises come, the calm mind can recognize them and choose wisely. When you rush, you risk mistaking impulse for guidance. Breathe, then act. Second, be attentive to who comes near. Some of the surprises will arrive as people, an unexpected mentor, a neighbor with a helpful hand, a stranger whose single sentence shifts your thinking. People are often the vessels of blessing. Practice hospitality of heart. Listen more than you speak. Ask honest questions and receive counsel without defensive pride. When someone reaches out, consider that they may be an answer in human form. Honor them, and in honoring them, you honor the source of all gifts. Third, practice swift gratitude. When small confirmations arrive, a phone call, a timely email, a cleared misunderstanding, speak thanksgiving immediately. Don't assume you'll remember later. Say it now. Gratitude tunes the soul to see further evidence of care and keeps you from becoming a consumer of favor. A simple thank you transforms surprise into a sacrament. Let Thanksgiving be quick and plentiful. Fourth, protect your boundaries. Surprises invite new requests, time, attention, resources. None of these are bad, but they can be overwhelming if given without wisdom. Decide beforehand what you will offer and what you must reserve for your renewal. Saying no with grace is not unkind. It is a necessary discipline that preserves capacity for deeper generosity later. Boundaries are the containers that make blessing sustainable. Fifth, write down the change. Keep a small notebook or a digital note of confirmations and instances of favor. When life grows confusing or fear knocks again, return to that list. Memory anchored in record becomes faith's concrete evidence. Future storms will be easier to weather when you can hold in your hands the tangible proof that goodness has visited before. Sixth, be willing to pivot. Some surprises will ask you to change plans, not because your earlier path was wrong, but because better alignment is now possible. Flexibility is a sign of spiritual maturity. When the new door opens, don't cling to the old map out of comfort. Pray, consult, and then pivot where clarity calls. Remember, obedience is often a small step taken repeatedly, not one dramatic leap. Seventh, invest a portion in repair. Whenever restoration comes, financially, relationally, emotionally, let some of it be used to fix what the drought broke. Pay debts where possible, make amends, replace what was lost if you can. Repair honors the past and clears space for the future. It anchors blessing in integrity. Eighth, guard your joy with humility. Celebrate freely, but keep your heart soft. Let joy be a bridge to others rather than a wall that separates you. Share meals, invite conversation, and use celebration as a way to multiply gladness. When joy is communal, it becomes deeper and more durable. Ninth, stay teachable. Surprises often come with new responsibilities that require learning, skills, habits, wisdom. Receive instruction gladly. Read, ask questions, practice patiently. Humility in learning prevents the hubris that can squander favor. Think of every lesson as insurance for the gift you've been given. 10th, speak blessing over your day. Your words have weight. Offer simple declarations. This day is for good. I will steward what I receive. Speak these aloud if you can. Words shape atmosphere. A spoken blessing invites alignment. Let your language reflect expectation, not anxiety. 11th, resist quick fixes disguised as solutions. Not every offer that arrives is from benevolence. Some are tests or traps. If something requires secrecy, pressure, or moral compromise, step back. True surprise will not force you to betray your values. Protect your conscience as diligently as you guard your time and resources. 12th, tend to the tender places. Where you have been most vulnerable, your loneliness, your shame, your fear, expect tenderness to show up in surprising forms. A letter that clarifies a misunderstanding, a hand that reaches when you least expect it, a small comfort that heals slowly. Receive tenderness as medicine. Let it softens the hardened places so you can carry more love forward. 13th, commit one small generous act today. Use a portion of what arrives, time, money, influence, to bless someone who cannot repay. It could be as simple as buying a warm drink for a person on the street, as deliberate as paying a small bill for a struggling friend, or as profound as offering your time to mentor someone. These acts form a sacred economy where blessing circulates rather than stagnates. 14th, remember the long view. Surprise is often the hinge between seasons. Keep an eye on fruit that lasts. Relationships built in honesty, skills developed with discipline, habits of prayer and rest. These are the harvests that persist beyond a single day's delight. Let the surprise be the beginning, not merely the headline. 15th, close your day with gratitude and reflection. Before sleep, recount what shifted and what stayed. Thank for the evidence of today and ask for clarity about tomorrow. Let this rhythm train your heart to see God's fingerprints in small things and to trust the slow architecture of change. Beloved, Today's surprises will be real and they will be tender, but they will also call you. They will ask you to be more generous, more wise, more honest, and more courageous. Receive them not as ends, but as invitations to become a person who can steward larger mercy. Walk into the rest of this day with eyes open, hands ready, and a heart tuned to wonder. I celebrate you. I move for you, and I am with you in every small, surprising step. Beloved one, lean closer, for this part carries the deeper unfolding of today's surprise. The surface joys you've tasted, the phone call, the sudden relief, the peace that entered your heart, are not isolated sparks. They are the opening notes of a larger symphony, a weaving together of pieces that will become a greater story. My congratulations to you are not only for what has arrived, but for the unseen alignment taking place beneath the surface of your life. You are standing in a season where hidden things begin to reveal their meaning, and where seeds planted in pain or obscurity begin to break the soil with new life. The surprise of today is also about timing. Many of the prayers you thought were unanswered were simply stored, like letters waiting in a sealed envelope, until the moment would serve you best. Today is one of those envelopes being opened. What you feel now as sudden blessing has been in motion long before you sensed it. I remind you, nothing has been wasted. Even the silence you endured was part of the orchestration. Every tear, every delay, every wrestle with doubt has been folded into the surprise that now finds you. My timing may seem strange, but it is never careless. I want you to recognize also that the surprise is not only a gift for you, but a signpost for those around you. Others will watch how you receive it, how you steward it, how you share it. They will be reminded that favor is not about striving alone, but about grace that arrives at the right hour. Do not hide your story. Speak it humbly, not to boast, but to encourage. When you share, you multiply hope. When you testify, you help others notice the surprises in their own lives that they might otherwise overlook. But know this, every surprise carries a test. Will you cling to it as possession, or will you hold it as trust? Will you let it puff you up, or will you let it soften your gratitude? Will you use it for yourself only, or will you let it ripple outward in service? Remember, my child, gifts are never just for the receiver. They are seeds meant to produce more fruit. Protect what is entrusted to you, but do not hoard it. The surest way to keep favor alive is to let it flow through you to bless others. I am also using this surprise to heal your view of yourself. Too long have you believed that good things are for others, not for you. Too often have you carried the suspicion that joy will not last, that hope will betray you, that disappointment is your only inheritance. Today's unfolding is my answer to those lies. Look at what I am doing now and see that you are worthy of care, of delight, of restoration. This is not because you have earned it perfectly, but because I delight in giving. Let the surprise rewrite the story you tell yourself. Let it teach you that you are not forgotten, not abandoned, not overlooked. Be mindful, though, not all surprises will look like ease. Some will come in the form of disruption, a closed door, a sudden shift, a nudge to move where you have grown comfortable. Do not fear this kind of surprise. It is not a punishment, but a repositioning. When I close one path, it is always to lead you toward a truer one. The shock of endings will soften into the clarity of beginnings if you trust me long enough to see it through. Hold disruptions with patience, for they are often the fastest vehicles toward alignment. In this season of surprise, keep your relationships tender. The temptation in moments of sudden blessing is to forget others, to turn inward and hoard. Resist this. Instead, draw closer to the ones who prayed for you, supported you, and walked with you through the waiting. Let them taste the joy with you. And also look outward to those who are where you once were, waiting, doubting, aching. Offer them your compassion and encouragement. This multiplies the impact of today's gift far beyond what you could imagine. Finally, beloved, I want you to rest. You have carried tension for too long, always braced for the next blow, always waiting for disappointment to return. But I say, rest now in the assurance that my care is real, my provision is steady, my surprises are good. Today's blessing is not a trick, not a fleeting illusion. It is a marker, a reminder that goodness truly pursues you. Sleep tonight with lighter shoulders, knowing that you are held, guided, and celebrated. The surprise of today is not only that something new has entered your life, but that you yourself are being remade into someone who can trust more deeply, love more freely, and hope more boldly. Walk in this with joy. I am with you, and the unfolding is only beginning. Would you like me to carry this message into a final part where it comes to a grand, concluding flow, tying together all the promises, wisdom, and blessings into one long crescendo, as if God Himself is sealing this word over you?